What's up, low-quality fans of a high-quality Bruins team? There's no dub to talk about. Yet. Because tonight we do play the Sharks, which, God, it really should be a dub, but who knows? Who knows in this day and age of parity in the league? This video is one that was requested, and I think it will be a little fun to do this. It's just going to be a lot of talking. I'm sorry. But it's about why this team is so different from last year's. I am not going to go into how the personnel changes it. Obviously, Krejci has a huge effect. Obviously, Zacha over Haula has been a very good thing for us. Adding Lindholm to the fold has been very good. Olmark's supernova season. Like, these things make a difference, a huge difference, and we know that. If I made a video telling you that, you'd go, well, yeah, duh. So I'm not going to waste your time with that. I'm going to mention three different things that, to me, play major roles in why this team is performing at the level it's performing at and how that's different from last year. Three major things. And the first one is one that we've talked about a few times this season. A few times. Allow your players to try and to fail. To try and to fail. Montgomery came in and obviously changed the systems. But he also changed the attitude quite a bit. There are two ways to be a great team in any national sport, in any top-tier league, right? If you are going against the other 1%ers at your positions, then you have to find a difference somewhere. And there's two ways to find that difference. One of them is great team chemistry, fantastic team chemistry. The Bruins have had that for years, in my belief, and I don't want to focus on that right now. No, this year, I want to talk about individual excellence with support. The way I like to explain this is basketball terms, because that is how basketball, the NBA at least, is played right now. With European teams, you see them build fundamental, strong teams. Greg Popovich was well known with this with the Spurs. Fundamentally strong teams that work well together, the chemistry is there. But in the NBA, no matter how good your chemistry is, no matter how great you are at knowing where your teammate is, the current San Antonio Spurs are not competing with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They just aren't. In a 7-game series, fuck off. It's not happening because the individual talent plays such a massive role in the NBA. That's not what hockey's about, though. Low qual, that can't be the answer. Because the NBA is 5 players at a time on an open court, which they just have massive effects on each little thing. One player changes the entire landscape. And unless you're a top 4 player in the league in the NHL, one player can only change a team so much. We're seeing that with Gaudreau and the Blue Jackets this year. Massive acquisition, barely moves the needle. In fact, I think they're worse this year. Actually, I'm pretty confident they're worse this year. But Montgomery took a system of already talented players and basically cranked the heat to 11 on allowing players to do what they want to do on the ice. There is no punishment, benching, media lectures, any bashing like that for attempting to create offense and failing. No, what he does drop the hammer on is lack of effort, not supporting your teammates on those creative outlets of them trying to create that offense, or giving up on opportunities too early. But I have yet to hear him hammer someone on a failed attempt to create offense. There are dumb plays. That's going to happen, especially with a system where you go for it. Sometimes there's going to be bad turnovers, which we're going to talk about. But the lifting of the weight of structure, and all of a sudden being told, no, go create, creativity, support each other through these roles, and the lack of punishment for failing in those regards has clearly made a massive difference, mostly to the depth and to the young guys. And obviously that plays a huge role. So we removed that safe play burden from the team. Now, the negatives here. Pasta. His turnovers are way up. Everyone sees that. And people are very adamantly complaining about it. I see it in the comments. I see what you guys are saying. You're not wrong. It's frustrating. He should eclipse his previous season high, which was 90 giveaways. He should beat that by like game 60 probably. That was in 2018, 2019. And he should be well over that this year. Ton of giveaways. I see why that's frustrating. But look, the team as a whole, Marchand, is at his highest turnovers per game in his career. Same for Krejci. So is Frederick. Hall and Coyle are likely to hit near their career worst in giveaways. Hall did have 1 year in Edmonton where he hit 100 giveaways on the season. I don't think that's a fair comparison. Very, very different teams. And he was asked to do everything for that team. Much like Pasta is asked to do quite a bit for us. Pasta should very easily eclipse 100 this year, I believe. So what I'm saying is turnovers are up across the board for players on the front-running team by a long shot in a year where scoring is up and defensive numbers haven't looked this bad in years. So why all of a sudden are we giving the puck away a lot, which you would think means good defense against us? We're the highest scoring team in the league, by the way. You would think there'd be a big negative there, that the defenses wouldn't be able to handle us, which they can't. It's because Monty wants you to attack. That's it. All it is pressure, pressure, pressure. Win the one-on-one matchup. It creates a 5-on-4. 2 players do it. It's a 5-on-3. You pursue, you pursue, you pursue. Creativity and offense. That is the new system. Turnovers are going to happen, but he has allowed his players to freely go after the one-on-ones, win the matchup, and we have a plethora of players who are succeeding in that regard. Where if they go 2-on-1, they're moving through both of them, dishing the puck off. All of a sudden, you have an odd man rush. That is one of the massive differences I'm seeing. It's something that I was taught when I was younger in soccer and hockey. If you win your first matchup, beat one guy, just one, that's your only job is beat one guy, you have created a situation where your team can score. Just beat one. At the highest level in the world, it's real hard to do. I wasn't very good at it. But if you beat one player, you have created a mismatch. And you're going to get a high danger scoring chance. And that's the first biggest difference I'm seeing is Monty allows each player the freedom to turn the puck over because they're attempting to beat the guy in front of them to create offense. Number 2, risking it for the biscuit, but with a plan. We are blessed with strong puck-moving defensemen on each pairing. Lindholm, McAvoy, Grzelcyk, and Clifton, obviously it's 4 out of the 6, can all push the puck up the ice. None of that is all that different this year. What is different is how they react to turnovers in the offensive zone. This one's really interesting, so lock in with me for a second. Now, obviously, there's a limit here. If a defending player has full control of the puck and eyes and stance are forward, right? They're ready to move that puck out. They don't have pressure on them. We're not pinching. We're not attacking. We're setting up a neutral trap or backing up to make sure that we are at least in front of your McDavids, McKinnons, whoever that may be with speed. That is the limitation on this. It's a limitation with every team that every team faces. You don't attack when that team has full control, right? But the biggest difference I've seen is a sweeping motion on every single offensive zone turnover, especially if the opposing player has yet to look up ice or does not have his hips set to make that play forward. And it's not just on the wall. A lot of people are saying, well, we pinch better. We do pinch very well. We pinch down that wall. We don't allow easy turnover or easy clears. We do that very, very well. But what I want to focus on is the middle of the ice. And there's a perfect example of this. Say Bergeron sets up in his usual spot in the high slot, right? He has a stick ready. Marchand's in the right circle, just waiting for the passing lane to open up. To give it to Bergeron, one-timer, high blocker, goal. We've seen it 1,000 times, but we've seen that play be stopped too. Let's say that either the shot is blocked or the pass isn't on target and bounces behind Bergeron. Typically, you have McAvoy on your right, Grzelcyk on your left on the points. But McAvoy sees this play developing. So he kind of does this circular motion, backs up a little bit and creates a little bit of momentum, right? Puck gets bounced back behind Bergeron. McAvoy reads the play. Where's the defender? Defender comes up. He's got the puck in his skates. He's about to start a transition the other way. If McAvoy believes he can get there first, what he does is not a deadline attack. He doesn't go straight for it. He creates this curve, right? This kind of sweeping motion where he's going to swing himself in and make a play on the puck if he believes that he can get there before it goes the other way. What this does is immediately create pressure on that player, right? We're not afraid to attack like that. Yes, we're risking a 2-on-1 the other way if this doesn't work out, but we're going to get to that too. McAvoy comes in, smacks the puck down the boards. We stay in the offensive zone. We've had so many goals scored this way this year, right? It doesn't work out. McAvoy sees that the play is developing too fast. That diagonal movement, that sweeping motion, all right, spin, move the hips, start backing up. You are now staying in front of the play, and you still have momentum. Say you do get in on him. You think you're going to get there first. He makes a move. He goes right around you. Guess what? McAvoy's not out of the play because he still has that momentum that carries through. Now, this is basics. There's a lot of defensemen that do this. There's a lot of systems that include this. What we've done, though, is create such a high-pressure vacuum with the defenseman attacking consistently like this that it's so difficult to actually create anything the other way. We're so focused on keeping the puck in that offensive zone. We take risks to do it, but the risks have players aware of where they're going next, of the next step for the play. And that's all it takes for McAvoy to get back in that play is a stride, kind of sweeping back in. And it's a harder defensive play, but he's right there even if the guy goes around him. And that is the second biggest thing I've seen is you attack, you risk it for the biscuit, but you have a plan if it doesn't work out. Cassidy's system was much different. Although we would pinch at times, we would come in to try to create that turnover. If they had the middle of the ice, we were oftentimes backing up. We did not want to get caught flat-footed. In this system, it's a lot more fluid. Number 3, pucks to the net is great, but bodies to the net are better. 5 high. This is the simplest one of all of them. And it seems, a lot of this is going to seem like duh, but everyone on the ice is a defender. Everyone on the ice is a forward. That's how our system works. When we have full control of the puck in the offensive zone, we utilize our defense. And many of you know the basics of this. Grizz gets the puck on the left point, beats his man. That's that one-on-one we're talking about. He slides down the left side. Krejci fills it in the point. That's a typical hockey play. But we've changed it. Oftentimes now you'll see Grizz beat his man on the left point. He takes that left wall. The winger stays in that left dot circle to create kind of a triangle with Grizz. He can dish it off the wall, keep going down, give it right back to him in the corner. He can sweep the net. It creates eyes all moving. People are out of position. He can send it back through the crease. Hopefully the wing is stepped down and gets a backdoor chance. Great in a perfect world. The way we advance that even further is the left winger is going to support Grizz, but not going to the point. He's going to stay in that left circle. Krejci, as my example, is not going to fill in on the left point either. He's going to stay higher in the slot, or if the play develops behind the net, he is going to pinch in close. That means 4 of your players are up above the dots or close to it, which leaves 1 defender back for a turnover. That's risky, right? Sure. We take it a step further. Say Grizz comes around, feels he's going to get pinched, whips it around the boards. McAvoy jumps in on that right wall. He's going to do the same damn thing. And again, the winger stays put on the circle. He's an outlet for it. Krejci is going to stay high in the slot. And all of a sudden, you have 5 guys who are pinched in. And they create this kind of semicircle. This puck lane's open, this movement open. This only works if feet are moving. You cannot do this with a stagnant offense. But the risk is there that the puck can go the other way and it's a fast break and there's no defender back. Monty trusts the team and allows them to move that puck. Obviously, you watch the play develop, and we have smart enough defensemen and smart enough forwards to see, oh shit, this is about to go the other way, and we get back on our horse. Once again, we're creating this vacuum where we just crunch down on the defense, and they have to shrink. They are forced to shrink because now the passing lanes are tighter, which means they're faster, and the angles are sharper. The defense has to be immediate on plays to the puck. They have to take care of every passing lane, and they have to be aware of any play developing because the second they're late, the puck can get on another stick and get at the net. Now, we don't do this on every time into the zone, but when you have your top guys out there, even with Forbort and Clifton on the ice, that happens. You'll see us all push. There's a disadvantage to it because, again, the defense are closer to you now, but if your passing is crisp, you're going to get a real high danger chance, and it's been leading to a lot of goals once again. Those are my 3 biggest things that I've noticed that are way different. This is a long-winded video. I didn't mean it to be. I was hoping to be like 8 minutes, but it didn't work out that way. But I think that kind of sums up a lot of how the offense is different and how the defense stays accountable, although it's riskier, but stays accountable while still putting the pressure on other teams. Creating turnovers in the offensive zone is actually the best defense for us because it means they don't move the puck up at all, and we just get to exhaust them. This team is focused on creativity, fluidity, chemistry, and attacking personnel, attacking matchups. Marchand, Hall, Pasta, Bergeron and Krejci get in on it at times. DeBrusk gets in on it at times. Zacha, McAvoy and Lindholm and Grizz are all willing to do it. Clifton even. They will take the one guy in front of them. Even if there's 3 guys in support, they go, I beat this one guy. I get the puck in the zone. We create our vacuum. If the puck looks like it's going to get turned over, we sweep in, and we're on our horse back the other way if it doesn't work out, or we've just pushed the puck back into the zone again and get to continue our offense. Those are the biggest things I think we're seeing so much offensive success and limiting other teams because they're trying to make the safe play, and the safe play will not work against the Boston Bruins. All right. Thanks for listening. Go Bees!